What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, stop this episode right now. Go watch that episode first. It was a fantastic episode. But if you can't tell, we're using Cherrim again. We got Groudon, Cherrim, the Yveltal, Tapu Koko, Stakataka, and Incineroar. Cherrim has put in some work. If you haven't seen the last episode, again, I highly encourage you to do so. But this team, really fun for its beginning start. It had a really strong start. So let's see if it can continue on, and hopefully it will continue to do well, as I have to charge my 3DS, which I just figured out, which is going on red right now. So there we go. But let's get started. So I think Cherrim is pretty cool. Flower Gift. That's all I have to say. Flower Gift is a really cool ability. I wish Cherrim got a bit of a boosted stats, but I guess it's technically the same Pokemon. It's just like, it's like Cast Form in a way. But then again, Cast Form changes like typing. It does change typing, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cast Form changes typing with the weather. I'm trying to think of other Pokemon that change form that are kind of similar. I feel like Cast Form's the only one, but it changes typing. Cherrim only gets its Flower Gift boost, so yeah, it's like the first form change that really doesn't really like change the Pokemon itself at all. Doesn't change its stats, doesn't change its type. Would be pretty cool if like Cherrim was like a Grass Fairy type, but then again, probably wouldn't be the best defensively. It doesn't even get like Moonblast or something, I think. Giratina Moltres. What are we starting off here this episode with? We got a Giratina, a Ferrothorn, a Weavile. Weavile's actually really scary for my team now that I look at it. Kyogre, the Moltres. Oh, this team looks super strange to face off against. Yveltal's really good against this team if I'm able to set it up properly with the Flower Gift. I'm thinking I lead Groudon plus the Incineroar, which doesn't sound like a bad lead to me, because I do think Weavile is leading here. Maybe Weavile plus Lele. I think Cherrim and the Groudon in the back. Staka could be good here, realistically. It helps against the Weavile if it doesn't carry like low kick. It does well against the Lele and the Moltres, but I don't think it really helps too much. And I think like having that boosted Sucker Punch from Cherrim could be really cool if my opponent doesn't bring Lele. I usually bring Lele in my opinion. I think Weavile and Lele. I think Kyogre. And I don't know if you bring Giratina. I could see you bring Giratina because you don't have a ground resist otherwise. Maybe you bring Moltres instead, but like, not sure how much Moltres is going to help. I'm going to lock in with these. I think Incineroar Yveltal is just such a safe, solid lead here. So let's see what my opponent decides to do here. I do have the Pasha Berry once again on Incineroar, so I should be able to take one Water Spout. I don't think you lead the Kyogre here, because you usually don't lead your Legends unless you pretty much assume that you're slower. And I feel like my opponent's fast. Probably a Tailwind set on Giratina, I would imagine. So let's see. Weavile Kyogre. That's probably like the lead I was super scared about. Okay. I'm also worried about feint stuff. Ooh, there's feint stuff. There's so much potential here. At least I get the Intimidate off into the Weavile, which is good. But like, not sure what else is going to come out. We could trade Fake Outs here. That could be an option. I could go on to Groudon, protect my Yveltal, then next turn switch on to Cherrim, double so I can Sucker Punch the Kyogre and hope it can KO. Because he might try to Water Spout again. I don't really need Groudon healthy in this game. I really don't, because Yveltal is the important Pokemon in this matchup. So I think I'll go Groudon. I am worried about a feint. But yeah, let's see. Because if it was like Scarf Kyogre, I'm going to blow this back with Sucker Punch. With Flower Gift Boost and Black Glasses. So we'll bring out Groudon right here. And I do have Heal Pulse with Cherrim, so I can play a bit aggressively with the Groudon too. We'll protect the Yveltal. As Kyogre actually protects, which is probably one of the best case scenarios. So it's not even Scarf. Ooh. Icicle Crash gonna come out in the Yveltal. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So I can actually just go straight for the knockoff into the Kyogre slot. And Precipice Blades, I think. I don't see a reason not to just throw off of Blades here because it catches pretty much anything my opponent can switch out to if my opponent wants to try and win the Weather War. And I want the damage on Weavile to put in Sucker Punch. range. Yeah, so I'll go for knockoff and blades here, as my opponent stays in actually with both. We will see the Icicle Crash come out into the Yveltal. That did a lot more. That's Life Orb. Yeah, there's no way it wasn't. Knockoff gonna come out. Do I go down to the Kyogre attack? No, because... Oh, Mystic Water. Don't think that's knockout Yveltal. And if I have blades, I double knock out my opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, Yveltal survives. Groudon survives pretty easily. We always miss the blades on the important Pokemon. That's like, what, the third blades I've missed on an important Pokemon in a row? Oh well. That's actually really frustrating because now I'm not sure, because if I just got rid of Weavile, I'm in a great position. Now Lele comes in, so I don't have terrain control anymore. This got a little bit strange. This definitely got a bit strange. Icicle Crash, Psyshock is coming out. Oh, I think I just double out into Incineroar here. And I click Protect. I don't really need Ground on this matchup though. Yveltal's the important Pokemon in this matchup. And I need to get rid of the Weavile. Like if I get rid of Weavile, I feel pretty good. We will bring out our Incineroar here to take an Icicle Crash. Maybe a potential Moonblast. I don't think you would Moonblast unless you're Scarf. Let's find out. You're actually going to double out Lele, so you're not Scarf on that Pokemon. I do confirm that. Because if you were Scarf... No, you're not Scarf because my Yveltal switched out first. We will protect Groudon as Icicle Crash should be coming out into that Yveltal slot. So my opponent just wants to... you could switch the other way around too, I guess. Let's see, another Life Orb round. You're probably just going to Icicle Crash my Groudon, which I don't think knocks out at -2. So I think I'm just going to go for U-turn Fire Punch into that slot. Yeah, I don't see a reason not to. Even if Giratina knocks on my Groudon, I don't need Groudon in this matchup. My opponent's actually just going to forfeit the match. Probably just saw the Incineroar come out and it's like, oh, I probably don't have a way to knock out Incineroar because no matter what Giratina's moveset is, Aura Spear and Earth Power are probably its best ways to deal with Incineroar. That's not going to do much. Loki's not going to do too much. Knockoff and one of those want to knock out, and I'd be able to knock out the Weavile. And if I knock out Weavile, my Yveltal probably just wins the game at that point once I get rid of Lele. So, yeah, it looked like, yeah, I was really curious about the sets. Again, missing the blades on Weavile sucked because I would have just been able to... I would have been able to have a lot of pressure. Like, I could just... Since Giratina was locked in, I could just go Incineroar and Cherrim, I think. And I could try to find an opportunity to heal post late in the game. And I could just focus down on the Lele. Because once I get rid of the Lele, I just win with my Yveltal. Because knockoff is just going to do so much damage to that Yveltal. Especially if I had the Flower Gift boost next to it. But... yeah, and Groudon's role was basically done once Kyogre was gone. Basically, all I needed was the Sun Up. My opponent looked like didn't have a switch, and so that's why my opponent didn't decide to switch out, because Giratina was not going to appreciate knockoff, and Lele was probably just going to go down to knockoff as well. So, yeah, I can understand the reason for staying with Kyogre. I guess my opponent didn't have Ice Beam. Most likely probably had, like, Thunder. Mystic Water is also interesting. Maybe probably, like, Water Spout, Thunder, Orchard Pulse, and Protect. That's what I would assume. But Cherrim... We didn't even bring Cherrim, did we? No, we didn't switch out into Cherrim yet. We were going to switch out into Cherrim that turn. Oh, man. Cherrim didn't come in the first game. Well, technically did. It was on the bench. It's Cherrim. Cherrim was cheering on the sides. Even though it was supposed to be in the battle. Okay. But I think overall, matchup was pretty good for me. Especially it not being Scarf. A Life Orb on a Weavile definitely, like, that slipped my mind, because usually I would assume they're Focus Sash, but Life Orb Weavile can knock out Yveltal. It's one of the, probably the best answers. Well, I can't say it's the best answer, because a Life Orb Icicle Crash does knock out Yveltal, but, like, Sucker Punch still does a lot of damage, but it doesn't knock out, which is an important part. As we find, ooh, I like this team matchup a lot. Oh, man, I like this team matchup a lot. Tapu Lele Cresselia, which is interesting with the Necrozma, Dustmane, Amoonguss, Incineroar, and the Kyogre. So I can't tell if this is Scarf Kyogre or if this is like a Trick Room set, because I really can't tell which one it is. I don't think I'm bringing Stacka in this game. I could, because it technically walls a lot of my opponent's Pokemon, but I don't think it's that great. Yveltal's definitely coming in this, and so is Groudon. Their damage output is pretty insane in this matchup. If you're my opponent, you have to bring the Incineroar, you have to bring Tapu Lele. I think you bring both your restricted, so I think that's Kyogre and the Necrozma. So what would you lead? I think you lead Incineroar immediately. I think I lead Yveltal plus Groudon right off the bat. Have Cherrim plus Incineroar, because I can switch out an Incineroar, which I think is pretty safe for me. So let's see what my opponent's gonna do here. Yeah, I think that's okay for me. We'll see what my opponent does here. I'm also not sure if I should run a min speed Cherrim or a fast Cherrim, because min speed Cherrim would allow me to underspeed Kyogre and Cherrim, which would be pretty nice. The speed really isn't doing much, but like, I do have Tailwind, so I'm not sure if I should do that. Lele plus Amoonguss. So you didn't bring Incineroar? Maybe you didn't bring Dustmane. I could see not bringing Dustmane. It's not good against my team. So I'm guessing it's Kyogre and Incineroar in the back. It has to be, I think. It does turn out to be a Scarf Tapu Lele, which I am okay with, since I did EV my Yveltal to live a Scarf Moonblast 100% of the time. I don't want to... I mean, I just knock off Precipice Blades. What stops me from doing that? What if Amoonguss protects? What do I gain out of that? A lot of damage in the Lele. I might as well just go for the Precipice Blades here. Yeah, I don't see a reason not to just go for the Blades here. Lele just gonna fire off a Psychic, not even a Moonblast. Okay. So targets my Groudon does a bunch of damage, but if I hit Blades, which hasn't been the case for most of the time, but Groudon, can you come through? It does, so I am able to get a huge Precipice Blades off into the Amoonguss and do a lot of damage to the Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is now locked in a Psychic. Incineroar is a very safe switch in for me if I really want to, but Kyogre most likely coming out and going to be doing a lot of damage here. Necrozma is actually coming out. You know what I'm bringing out? I'm bringing out the Cherrim. You Psychic Seed? Okay. I could also just knock off the Tapu Lele, which I think is okay play too. Well, I am kind of worried about Cherrim going up. Well, actually, no. Because I don't think you switch out Tapu Lele here. I think I'm going to go for the knockoff here. And I'm going to go out in Incineroar. The damage on the Yveltal is really important. As Lele does switch out, so Kyogre probably coming in. Alright. I was thinking maybe what I could have done. Because I could have just knocked out the Kyogre slot, done a lot of damage. So that's unfortunate for me. But, I mean, damage on Necrozma is not too bad either. Especially if my opponent doesn't get Trick him up. We know it's not Scarf Kyogre, which is good too, so I don't have to really worry about knocking it off immediately. As we will bring out our Incineroar here. I think it's not a bad decision here, because Necrozma can't heal, it's going to be vulnerable in the following few turns. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad decision. Knockoff still does like 50%, and that's no item too. Trick him goes up. And I can just protect the Yveltal. You're probably just doubling up Yveltal here. I'll sack my Groudon, because I don't really need Groudon in this matchup, do I? I mean, I could try to have Necrozma activate my berry if I predict a Sunsteel Strike. Which might not be too bad. Yeah, I'm going to go Groudon and actually U-turn out into Kyogre. Because if Sunsteel Strike goes on my Groudon, I should live it, and then I'd be able to... Well, I have Groudon still alive. Okay, I bring the Drought out. And we'll U-turn the Kyogre. I feel like I'll live a Sunsteel Strike from Necrozma since it is intimidated. We can go out into my... Just wanted to check something. Let me see. Flare Blitz and Sun would KO with... Yeah, my attack stat. Cherrim here. Yes. And even if Groudon goes down, the worst case, I just get a free switch in my Yveltal, and I get to click like knock off for a lot of damage regardless. So let's see what my opponent's gonna do here. Sunsteel Strike. Yeah, and Necrozma is gonna be slower as I expected. So that is gonna come out into my Groudon. Yeah, survives, able to get my berry up. Not sure if you're gonna go for Water Spout. You might go for Origin Pulse here. It is gonna be the Water Spout anyway. Still probably stronger anyway. Ground does survive. I can just go Incineroar here. Get the Intimidate off, save the Sun, and Grass Knot the Kyogre. Yep. Because even if you go for the, what's it called? One, if it's a special, what's the move called? Photon Geyser on Necrozma, you won't KO my Cherrim because of the boost. So yeah, I feel pretty happy about the spot. Here comes the top of the Lele coming in once again. We'll bring out my Incineroar here. Grass Knot should knock out Lele at that range, I would assume. I'm really surprised no Incineroar came out. Because I felt like Incineroar is pretty good against my team, and it just slows down the Yveltal. We're going to see Sunsteel Strike come out. -2, that's not really going to do much. I'm assuming this does go out on my Groudon, though. Because you're trying to win the Weather War. Yeah. So I don't even take damage with Cherrim, so I do get a Grass Knot off. The DDs are light, though, so this might not knock out. Yeah, it actually doesn't. That's fine, because I get to, I mean, what's stopping me from clicking Flare Blitz and Grass Knot? Trick Room's still up from one return, yeah. Yeah, I'll just Grass Knot the Lele, because if Lele switches out, you're going down, and if you stay in with Lele, that's fine too, because you lose a Weather War. Necrozma's going to protect, which is fine, because I get a Grass Knot into the top of Lele. Which does pick up the knockout. Even if Necrozma switched down to Kyogre, I still knock out the Lele. I still win the Weather War regardless. There was no way my opponent could stop the Weather War. There's absolutely no way my opponent could stop me from winning the Weather War. You would have had to, because Grass Knot would have done a lot to Kyogre, and I don't think you want the damage on Kyogre. I guess you would have had to hard switch out Lele there. But even if you do, like, I'm fine getting that Grass Knot damage off into Kyogre, so that's the main reason I decided to make the play. Flower Gift, yada yada yada. I think I just switch out into my Groudon now, and yeah, I switch out into Groudon now. And click Flare Blitz so I can knock out the Necrozma. And then my Groudon will feign. I get to go on the Yveltal. I get to get a knockoff into the Kyogre. Let's go. So we'll bring out the Groudon here. Bring out the Sunlight for my Cherrim. Flare Blitz will come out. I don't think you're living, even with your full... I forgot what the ability is called. Prism Armor. We do knock out Necrozma. And this Kyogre, do what you want. Water Spout, Origin Pulse, do what you want. Origin Pulse is going to come out. Incineroar Voids. I had a Pasha Berry and we're in Sun. It was not going to do anything. Does not got Groudon. We'll bring out the Yveltal. Trigger ends now so I can bring out the Yveltal. Yep. Dude, this Cherrim's actually really good. It's helping me survive a lot. I haven't used Heal Pulse still yet. I feel like I might have opportunities to use Heal Pulse in the future. I could put Sunny Day on the Cherrim too. I was contemplating that, but Heal Pulse sounded like a really cool option. We'll go into Cherrim here, and we'll go for Knockoff, because we'll 100% knock out this Kyogre with that Flower Gift boosted Knockoff. Let me get it off, dude. We are able to pick up a window, which is nice. So Cherrim. Let's talk about Cherrim, and let's talk about how it almost made me climb a lot of points. I don't know how many points we are. I think I started, what, 1660? I don't know, it varies because I do stream a lot. So if you don't follow my stream, by the way, twitch.tv/JamesBeat1. Awesome VGC 19 ladder streams. But okay, we've climbed only about 50 points with the Cherrim team, but that's still not bad. If we're into the 1700s of Cherrim's good. And if you do want to see that team on the QR website, just hit that like button, because 175 likes for all the episodes we use Cherrim, and Cherrim will be on the global link. So yeah, otherwise I think that game overall, it was just really tough for my opponent because the Yveltal was so problematic. I was just able to get a huge turn by going for a knockoff in the Precipice Blaze. The Psychic really didn't help much on Groudon. So I was just able to get the knockout on Amoonguss, just damage on the Lele. I'm just really surprised my opponent didn't bring the Incineroar. I feel like that was a huge Pokemon that should have been brought. Let's see. Ooh. Yveltal on my opponent's side with a Qwilfish. This is a scary team. This is a matchup I don't like. We do have Tapu Koko though. Tapu Koko's gonna have a good time. I think I lead Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko, Yveltal. I could bring Stacka, but I don't think Stacka's that worth here. Do I want to bring Incineroar? Doesn't seem that worth. I don't think it's worth. Have Cherrim, Groudon in the back, because I think Cherrim's special defense boost helps, especially since it's my water resist on this team, because look at my Udder. Like, I get obliterated by water spout other than Cherrim. So yeah. And we'll see how this goes. I do run the Focus Sash because I do expect this should be Scarf Kyogre, I would assume. And you shouldn't lead Kyogre because of the fact that I do have a Groudon. And you should assume I'm slow Groudon because of the fact I do have a Stack Attacker, so I could be having a Trigger. I mean, I was thinking of originally running like a Choice Bandit set on the Groudon with Cherrim because like the Precipice Place damage would have been absolutely insane right off turn 1. But I felt like Swords Dance was better, and I wanted to invest in the bulk as well as have the berry because it could be really useful for Kyogre. And the berry has been pretty helpful in the sets that we played in so far. So yeah, not sure what my opponent's gonna exactly bring here because Tapu Koko is a really tough Pokemon for my opponent to deal with. Like, 4 Pokemon just get obliterated by Tapu Koko. Of course, I don't run Thunder, which is like the worst part. Like, Thunder would be really good here. I do run Thunderbolt. Maybe I should run Thunder over Electro Web, because I don't need Electro Web, but the reason I have Electro Web is so I can Electro Web, have stuff slower than Groudon, then I could switch into Cherrim and go for Blades. Like, that's the main reason why. I might switch to Thunder later, though. We'll bring out Tapu Koko plus this. A Serena plus the Braviary gonna come out. Okay. Thunderbolt. Modest Thunderbolt should be able to knock out the Braviary unless it's like Assault Vest or something. And I get a Tailwind up. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good lead for me. We'll go for the Thunderbolt because I don't trust Volt Switch. Yeah, we'll just go for the Thunderbolt and the Braviary and the Tailwind. I guess Serena could have Player Off, but Player Off shouldn't do too much. Braviary gonna protect. I mean, it was a kind of an obvious protect, but I don't want my opponent getting Tailwind up, so I think this is worth. We Thunderbolt into the protect. Power Whip probably coming out from the Serena, I would assume. Let's see. Yep, Power Whip does connect with my Tapu Koko. How much damage is this gonna do? Faint shouldn't knock me out, which is the good part. Yeah, Faint shouldn't knock me out. So that's good. I'll Volt Switch into knock off the Braviary slot now. I could just... I just don't know how much knockoff will do to Serena, which is what I don't want to risk. Faint gonna come out? Yeah, I live by 1 HP. Volt Switch gonna come out in the Braviary. Actually just picks up the knockouts, so I might be getting 2 knockouts here. We'll bring out the Cherrim. We'll bring out the Cherrim because Cherrim's a boss. Cherrim's a baller. Yeah, so we'll bring out Cherrim. The problem is now... Well, I could heal pulse my Tapu Koko later in the game if I really want to. So I guess that could be good. Knock off into the Serena. Getting rid of its Mago Berry. I could also Helping Hand knock off the Serena, which wouldn't be that bad. Kyogre gonna come out. Do you not know what Cherrim does? Because a Helping Hand knockoff won't eliminate your Kyogre, and I don't see Serena being the threat here. I did get Tailwind up, right? Yeah, I did get Tailwind up, and my opponent didn't get Tailwind. I do think this is Scarf Kyogre. Well, Helping Hand knockoff. Maybe my opponent doesn't expect a Helping Hand. Well, we're gonna lend a Helping Hand to our Yveltal right here. Knockoff gonna come out. This should obliterate the Kyogre. Oh yeah, that's nasty. As we do get rid of his Choice Scarf, Power Up gonna come out, but that's not gonna do anything. Into the Cherrim. And you can bring out your Yveltal as your last Pokemon. We know it is. I guess I am a little bit scared of its Oblivion Wing. Wow, no Yveltal. I thought Yveltal was pretty good against my team. Looks like my opponent expected Qwilfish. Which is not faster. I mean, we'll just go Groudon here and go for a knockoff in Serena. Match is gonna be forfeited. Oh, my boy didn't know what Cherrim did. And was forced to bring out Kyogre too. I'm guessing the Qwilfish says like Acid Spray with like Focus Sash, probably Taunt, Haze, Liquidation. I assume Poison Jab maybe. I think it's Poison Jab, Acid Spray, Taunt, then either Haze or Protect, or maybe it's Liquidation as the last move. So yeah, no Yveltal, really surprising there because my Yveltal was just able to come in so clutch in this game, just getting that Tailwind up immediately. Also Tapu Koko with the clutch survival. I didn't actually think Feint would do that much. I thought Feint was going to do like 15 to like 19 damage wise, but like wow, I didn't actually expect the Feint to do that much, but we were able to come through fortunately. And Cherrim, it's still it's still super good. Hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below, show support. Remember, 175 likes on this episode as well as all the episodes that we do use Cherrim, and there'll be a QR code of this team for your usage. As well as if you do want to use the team right now, there is the placement of the team down below. So if you want to try it on Pokemon Showdown, for instance, go ahead, feel free to. Otherwise, you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description. If you want to support my channel and myself, there is the Patreon that I do have linked down below, as well as my other social medias, which I highly recommend go following. Go follow my Twitter, go follow my Twitch channel for awesome VGC 2019 live streams. You can also check out my Instagram, as well as, I don't know if I'm ever going to use my blog again, but it's just there if anyone wants it. Otherwise, that's pretty much it, I think, for me. Feel free to leave a comment down below as I do read them. Otherwise, have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.